Hey there, and welcome back to Cursed Seeds, an educational monster train series where we struggle through the toughest challenges around. We're back at it again, making headway through a long list I have of cursed and difficult seeds, so looking forward to that. This one is interesting because it is Wildleton. All right. I've gotten some flack lately for my intentional mispronunciation of his name, Windleton, or Wildenton. That's what it is. I call him Windleton because it reminds me, it's a joke from a long time ago, back when, uh, back when the game first came out. And for anyone else who watches Voyix, I actually used to intentionally call him this to mess it up. It's a very early joke from that series. But anyway, we have Windleton here with Queen Zimpling. This is a pretty decent clan combo, but we can see that there are a number of losses. Someone did win, which is great. It means that there is a line here, but Windleton in general suffers if you lack offensive scaling and defensive scaling, right? Skating by can be fairly difficult. So, especially because you have the hollows typically disabled, right? You don't have a lot of options for keeping them afloat. But you do really need frontliners. You need tanks or something that can win the early game. Not having access to, for instance, Thorned Hollow, or maybe having reduced access to it, is a big difficulty. I mean, Awoken Hollow is the same, right? Any of the Hollows can hard carry the early game pretty confidently, but most other units in Awoken can't do that. And what are you going to do? Stick? I mean, maybe you could get a large stone and an animus, stick it behind a steelworker, you can pull it off, right? I mean, that does get there, but essentially at that point you're throwing away Windleton entirely, which is not ideal. It'll be interesting. I'm curious what the struggle here was because I don't have any notes on this run. So that's that. I guess we'll find out. Queen Zimplings are good. I mean, all it takes is one Transcendent, one Endless in order to turn this into a victory, but you might not see those pieces, so there's that as well. And yeah, I guess we'll see. Anyway, for those of you joining us for the first time, welcome. The idea behind this series is I'm playing viewer-submitted runs. If you're playing Covenant 25 Monster Train with no mutators and struggle with a run or find a run particularly awesome for some reason, you can go to your run summary, generate a challenge link, which is a 3-word combo similar to what you see here at the top of the screen, send it my way. Best way of getting it to me is via Discord server. I do have one of those. It's on my main channel. Specifically, there is a channel for it in my Discord server, a different type of channel anyway. And the idea is if you submit it there, you'll get other people playing it long before I get to it, which will hopefully give you some feedback on it, immediate feedback, right? So that's helpful. Of course, however, you can get it to me however you want, including things like YouTube comment, email, Reddit, whatever. So we're currently on a, I guess, 75 win streak on this series. We had a fairly blessed Siren of the Sea infused Eel Gorgon run, doubled them up behind a Cultivating Sentient, eventually found Founding Seal. First Hell Pact plus automatic rail spikes also heavily popped off. I'm going to stop tracking the win streak on this when we next lose a run, so there's really no reason to do it on this particular series. I think it kind of degrades the purpose of it. The only series that really makes sense having a win streak is, well, Train of Thought, in my opinion, because it's kind of what I consider to be the baseline for win streaks in Monster Train. Anyway, I think that's everything I've got. So as always, do like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And let's see what's so bad about Windleton today. Let's click the button and do it. All right, hope you're all doing well today. I'm doing okay. This is a bit of an odd day for me. I'm recording in the middle of a weekday, which is not normal, but sometimes it happens anyway. Basically, I'm trying to catch up a bit on this series. I've fallen behind on recording this series, and oftentimes it'll get to something like middle of the week and I don't have an episode recorded, so I kind of have to skip it for that week. And I would like very much to kind of make this a little more regular. So the unfortunate thing is these runs tend to take longer, and also I'm prioritizing the other series I have because I just enjoy them the most. So that's something I need to just sort of make work. You get to a point where the YouTube channel in general only does so well. I mean, it's not enough that the ad revenue means anything to me in terms of actual income, right? It's completely negligible. It's not even a part-time job. And so for me, it's like, all right, I've got this 40-hour work week, I've got all this stuff, and then it's still like an extra work day of essentially kind of Monster Train recording. And if the episodes take longer on those days, it's like, oh, I got through 8 hours of Monster Train. How much more can I do? And it can be a little tough to keep up. So we are trying our hardest, though, I'll tell you that much. Alright, so here we are, back at it again. We are, as before, Exile Awoken, Exile Hellhorned. We're facing Pushback Talos. That's devastating here. Very scary. Rage Fell and Chased Seraph with Glimmer, Hornbreak, Pyre Shards. They're good cards, but they don't do anything for us, right? I mean, we have a Ping, cool. We have Glimmer, cool. Pyre Shards isn't bad, but it's not great. None of these are, Ritual of Battle or Rage Imp or Razor Sharp Edge or something like that, Plus 10 damage does a lot of work for you in the early game. Lacking that is pretty tough. I'm going to look ahead real quick and see where people died. A lot of people died of Pushback Talos. Not surprised about that. One person dead to Ring 5, it looks like. And those are the only other 4 players on this run. Interesting. Okay. Alright, temples today are 3, 5, 6, and 8. 4 temples, not bad. Dupe on 8 is Magic Side, nothing special. Trinket Shop has money in the middle on 7 with a Vortex, it's okay. Competes with a random Steel Shop Cave. Steel Shop with money and health, not great on 6, competing with a Magic Shop Horde and Cave, that's much better. Magic Shops in general are very good for Exile Awoken. We love to upgrade our Root Seeds, they love -1s. Removal Dupe on 5, Magic Shop, Cave on 5 as well. No Steel again? No, there's triple steals here. It was a Magic Shop I was missing. Yeah, okay, so that means I think we get no doubles early. Yeah, true. Oh, here's the other no steal. Oh, no, there it is. All right, no doubles early. We see it, actually. Cool. Steel Shop Vortex on 4, Magic Shop Hellhorned Banner on 4. Nothing incredible, but good stuff all the same. A lot of good spread on the Steel Shops. That's nice. Forced Awoken banners early. I can see how this would be a struggle, right? Imagine this is like a sweeper plus what? A sweeper plus an Animus of some kind in every Awoken banner, no unit drafts, and your early game is basically how in the universe do I survive Talos? And truly, that is a struggle. That is a very real difficulty of Exile Awoken. Interesting. Cool. Refracting Lens is probably it. Pyre Shards. Mark of a Champion? I mean, no. His base stats are so bad. Yeah, Refracting Lens. I don't love it, but it's fine. Predator. We're going to click Strangler. I think it's got to be correct here. Predator is not bad, but it's not bad. I typically default to Strangler because it's much safer here. This is a great example of normally I think I snap click Strangler here. So I think I should do that. You could consider Predator because his base stats are a little better. This is a great example. If I had known Predator, I might have taken the mark and gone to 30 here, and that would have been acceptable for the early game. Basically a Demon Fiend. Strangler's pretty weak, but I think he's better anyway. We're going to click him. Now the question is, do you feel strong enough for this Horde? The answer is you probably do with the Hornbreaks and the Glimmers, but I already can tell that this is a very difficult run. We don't have any scaling. We have Pushback Talos and Forced Awoken banners. I'm very leery about our Pact Shard count. Let's not take this and move on. I think we're very dicey. It's worth noting also Refracting Lens is only going to come into play if Windleton dies, which is a real concern. I think we can get away with the Spikes trial here because I didn't take the Horde. Yeah, we just get a free Glimmer here, which kills a guy, and then we go double Queen Zimplings here, and Windleton can come live upstairs, and that's fine. Cool. Great. Pyre Shards needs to get played. I do want to clear middle, I think. The Hornbreak is pretty decent, but we see another Glimmer coming up, so I'm not terribly worried about it, right? Root Seeds here. We're all but guaranteed to see that Glimmer. So I kind of want a Hornbreak Queen Zimpling here. Right, yeah. We see it. Great news. I can play. The Queen Zimpling does a lot of work here. We hit that Root Seeds and we're okay. Alright, I'm looking for a redraw on... Yeah, Hornbreak is good enough for me. Double Root Seeds. I'll be able to play a Train Steward here if we draw one. Great work. Cool, we get the win. It's closer than anyone wanted, but it is a win. Okay, we make it past this, no struggle, we get the health back. I'm going to click on Wildwood Sap here. Sharpen is a bad card. It's too expensive, it's hard to justify. If we had something like Split Anvil, I might consider it, but I don't. Right, because it could make Root Seeds free. I'm just going to click on Wildwood Sap. A lot of Wildwood Sap haters in my YouTube comments, which is very funny, but I think this is a necessary card here to have the oomph to make it past Talos. So we'll take it. It also, I mean, we're going to click on the Ritual here 10 times out of 10. I need this damage boost. Absolutely. I already have Glimmer, so Event is not as important. That does make magic shops very good. Make them cheaper. Do I need a banner unit here? Maybe. Probably. Probably. I think I have to take this banner unit, right? What does Ring 2 look like? If you don't take this banner unit, then you end up with no Horde. We go 0 shards in a Ring 3. We have to go to the right here. The one advantage I like is if I go left, I can find a -1/-1 into that Ritual and prep it for duping, which is very powerful. Possibly prep it for a -2 X5 if it exists. Unlikely, but possible. Man, why couldn't this Merchant of Magic had a banner? Alright, I'm going to go left. I think this is going to be tight on Ring 2, but thanks to the refracting lens and the fact that I haven't taken any shards, it might be possible. Ooh, it's dicey. I'm not sure if I'm going to like this. Okay. The plan here is -1/-1 this Ritual. +10. I'm going to put a +10 in a Hornbreak here for sure. Nothing is to be permafrosted. Reroll. I don't like this this remove consume Wildwood Sap, but I wonder if it's necessary. It might be. It might be necessary. I don't love it. Because the -1 I have to put in the Ritual, planning to dupe it. This is just like mission critical. The 20 consume, I can put in one of the Glimmers, I think. Because the other one is going to be my +30 target. Yes. And then I think I am going to remove Consume the Wildwood Sap out of potential desperation. And we're still very weak. Do not take this Horde. I hate skipping Hordes, but just look at how tough we are right now. Mark of Invasion. There's a lot of draws that get me out of this for free. I would like this money. I think we can take it. There are a lot of draws that help us here. Cool, and we find them. Good job. Play this Wildwood Sap, which might be enough on its own. I think I could potentially get away with Glimmering bottom floor here as a result. I was thinking you could Glimmer up top, but this works out actually, right? 10, then 12 comes in. I'm just going to Glimmer bottom here and clean that up. That Consume also gives me a Refracting Lens hit, which is great. We get a really good hit downstairs. I do need to plan for Root Seeds draws, so let's hit that Root Seeds here. I think that's going to be important. Thank you, Wildwood Sap. Very cool. We hit the Glimmer. It's good. And play out Stuff, I think, is going to be just basically the play here. Yeah, fine. Ritual is good here. Root Seeds. Pyre Shards. We're probably leaking here. Let's just be real. Hit the triple root seeds here. I think it's going to be necessary. Okay. Wildwood Sap, I think, swings this, and then Ritual swings this, and we get the kill. Incredible. Just having good cards, as it turns out, makes a big difference. Alright, we get out of the combat and get everything. Great. I'm going to grab second Wildwood Sap. I think Restoration Detonation is worth considering a big heal, but I could also potentially throw the big Glimmer at my guy. I'm going to take second Wildwood Sap here. We need something. Hidden Passage. I could assemble a floor. I could disrupt. I should take this. Nothing else here is better. Okay. We've done some things. I have to go to the right now. There's no question in my mind. It's the dupe, but it's also this one Awoken banner, which I don't know what it could be, but it needs to be something. Animus of Will, but Thorn Hollow. I have 2 Wildwood Saps, 2 Glimmers. Thorn Hollow wins. Thorn Hollow beats Talos. If I see an intrinsic somewhere, I didn't look. I should have looked. If I see an intrinsic somewhere, I could assemble Windleton behind Thorned Hollow, as stupid as that sounds. I think it's Thorned Hollow, and it's weird. I mean, Thorned Hollow into friggin' Chased, but like, Animus of Will doesn't beat Talos, and I don't think our jank strategy that we just used on Ring 2 beats Talos either. I think we have to take Thorn Hollow or we lose. Yikes. Okay. What do I get in here? Spell Chain? 10 and Piercing. I mean, I'm going to 10 and Piercing the Glimmer every time. It's just strong. The Spell Chain is not what I want, unfortunately. -2 would have been great because I would have put that into the Wildwood Sap, and what, +30 would have been great to load up the Glimmer, but we're at least making a +10 in Piercing Glimmer here. That's fine. I'm going to look at the cave first. Ember Stasis. I'm going to take Ember no matter what. This might not be bad. It's definitely not adding curses to my deck for damage gain, though. That's not very strong. Is Ember Stasis ever correct here? It could help. I'll take it. I'm good with Ember Stasis here, I think. The dupe here has to be, where is it? Ritual. Okay, 2 Ritual of Battles that are pretty decent is fine. We're at 10 shards, playing it very cool here. I think we get 1 upgraded unit, maybe. Actually, I don't think anything is able to be upgraded here. So here's the angle. We go Thorned Hollow upstairs. We give him the Wildwood Sap, and we play Windleton middle. And our hope is to find a hidden passage at some point. Root Seeds plus Ritual here. Show me a hidden passage, please. Sometime, eventually. We're alive, which is good. I can put down the Queen's Impling here to take something. I'm going to go ahead and hit that Root Seeds here. We still live, which is good. It clears this floor impressively. I need desperately to see 1 Glimmer upstairs. We're clearing bottom. I think I am going to Glimmer middle, actually, to avoid him dying. And I guess I will Queen's Impling downstairs. I need to assemble the floor. Soon, right? Soon. It's actually good that it worked out this way. It's at the bottom of the deck. The nice thing about this is she can't push it back, which is very powerful. We Hornbreak middle, and I'm going to face tank the 3 there. Okay. I think we win if I can actually do this. Yeah, you assemble, we Wildwood Sap, and I think this floor looks functional. Could I get rid of the calcified embers here? Let's be real, I think this 10 health is actually just straight up way more important. I'm gonna go ahead and root seeds and then blast in front here. It's actually better to just hit the back for 30, I think. Yeah. Okay, because Windleton sweeps it out, so it doesn't matter. And we win. Alright, we're out of ring 3. Good. Great. We did our best. This is jank. I think this loses if I take the Animus. 10 times out of 10. Oh, Transcendent. Yes. Alright, now what in the world is my run? I could potentially try to assemble a squad. You could take Railbeater. Let's be honest here. You could take Railbeater and try to make a normal run of this. Or I could take Awoken Hollow, put it into the Thorned Hollow, assemble the squad with the hidden passage, and then attempt to Awoken Hollow scale Windleton, which is a winning line, actually. Kind of. I debate if that actually beats Chased or not, but it might. It might. It might. And I go left here. The thing about the Railbeater is the Railbeater doesn't have a functional infusion right now, which forces me, I think, to go to the Hellhorned banner, and you're looking for, what, Horned Warrior or something? Or Steelworker or something, but I really want to go left. If I see an Endless, I think this run can get carried by Transcendent. I'm going to take the Hollow, and we're going to try to assemble a squad, I think. It's jank. We take Ember 10 times out of 10. We have Root Seeds to prop us up. We're looking okay on health right now. I haven't leaked stuff. Let's go left. We're at full health. It's great. Large Stone, not it. That's okay. The removals here are just Trained Stewards. They're very difficult to play. Just true statements. The Forge here is... Predator is a good hard pivot, I think. I'm fine with that. It makes me feel a little better for skipping that Wildwood Tome. I mean, we took the Transcendent because I have the Implings. All it takes now is seeing Endless, and I think we can carry ourselves on that. So let's take Predator here, which will help. Okay, his damage is not bad now. We're going to give a plus 25 to the Thorned Hollow, who is the primary unit here. I'm going to re-roll this. Multi-strike. Well... Show me the multi-strike. I mean, Thorned Hollow with a multi-strike. Is that it? Am I actually going to do that? I don't know if that's true. What if I see Gnarled Root? What if you see Gnarled Root? Oh, is this run super jank? How jank is this run? I'm not taking any more shards here. I'm going to have to ramp later, I think. Just straight up, I think it's going to be like infuse on ring 6 and 8 and take as much there as possible. I'm not taking money here. Do you ever multi-strike Thorned Hollow here? Is he tanky enough with 100 health? I think this actually is correct, which is the stupidest thing I think I've said in a while. It's not Endless, which is silly. I wish it were Endless. Alright, look, I didn't ask you to understand me. It's fine. There's money on the magic shop side, which is where I'm going. The removal dupe is good. I could make another ritual. I guess this does pay out the rituals a little bit better. We get a multi-strike on the floor, which is funny, but... I think it's going to be the magic shop, though, if I'm being real with you. We move on. I think we seriously just chill here at 10 shards. I took a tendon piercing. It's good. I have quick. This is a low damage floor. I think I can take this aggressive amulet. Okay. It's going to be a little dicey. Our play here is Thorned Hollow upstairs, Windleton middle, Awoken Hollow, I guess, downstairs, and then we kill all of these units and we get every collector. Can I save you, bud? No? No, I can't. Fine. I potentially could have if I'd used the Ember Stasis play there, but I didn't. Thank you. Ritual, I'm going to double Root Seeds here. It's fine. Cool. Alright, we get to assemble the floor, which is great. I'm going to go ahead and play the Wildwood Sap here. I think it's worth it. And then I Weight of Contrition here. Ember certainly is helping. We've assembled the squad, which is very good. Sure. Sure. All fine. Okay, a lot of curses coming in. Remember, I think the play is actually to kill downstairs, and then we Root Seeds up top. Yeah. This, I think, will be the right play. I'm going to Ritual in front. Root Seeds. Not give him a curse. I think that's fine. Alright, and we're out. Good job. My guy in front actually doing decent work with multi-strike. Being able to assemble the squad is good. I didn't clear out any of the curses here, but that's fine, I think. We're going to snap, click, and graft. As much as I love Bramble Lash here, more healing is more important here. Tiresome Climb. Is this a required card? Yeah, it is. It's a required card. Okay, those are both good additions to the run. We're going left. Double stack would be good. Yeah, a double stack would be pretty good. A holdover probably goes into Engraft unironically. Yeah, we go left here. We have good picks here. Remove Consume is not it, I don't think. -1s are great. I'm going to look in the temple before I make a decision. A +30 going into that Glimmer is pretty great. This is a good boost here, in my opinion. Although, I guess I could +30 that holdover if I see it. The -1 every time is going into a Root Seeds. Yes, always efficient. +10. I'm going to buff the other Hornbreak here. 30 piercing is excellent. The Remove Consume is not it. We're going to spin. Permafrost, huh? Nope, not it. Bummer. Okay. With a Permafrost, how do I feel? I think I do want to put the hollows together now. This is good. Okay, it's time for that. The +30 I'm putting into the big Glimmer here. We take a few shards here, but I think we're chilling otherwise. -1 is going into a Root Seeds. I actually think it should just go into this Wildwood Sap. I am playing this every time I see it, right? Yeah, okay, fine. We'll do that. This +10. I'm going to make a 50 damage Hornbreak. It's just efficiency, I think. I should buy a removal, but let's look at the cave first. Build a card. Buff. Heal. Damage. It's going to be buff, right? Every time? Ooh, buff Ascend, yes. Buff Ascend Money? Or buff Ascend Card Draw? Buff Ascend Card Draw is pretty huge. Buff Ascend Money is value as well, though. Buff Ascend Money. Buff Ascend Card Draw has to be it, though. Let me be real with you. At this point of the run, this card is nuts. Excellent. We're going to go to this magic shop again. I think this is the direction of the run. Permafrost. No. I'm going to buy a removal onto a Train Steward. Magic shops are huge value, but if you see an Endless, you win. That's something to keep in mind. But I don't think it's worth it to hunt the Endless, because I think we can win without Transcendent here. Oh man, Crystal Cloak. Brutal. What a brutal pickup. I mean, how do you win this if you didn't take the Thorned Hollow? Wow, brutal run. I think we get out of the Mark of Invasion pretty comfortably. We play Windleton middle, he clears that. Thorn Hollow takes out upstairs pretty confidently. Yeah. What if I just tire some... Oh, actually, I just see Hidden Passage on turn 1, so this is actually super free. I was about to be like, hey, wait, I only cleared 2 of these, but we just ascend the squad together, and it's okay, right? Yeah. Yeah, we're alright. I think it's going to be fine. Okay, we've assembled a Big'em floor. It's pretty decent. We're going to play important cards for healing here. We get the scaling in, which is also good. We love it. I'm going to greed for money, because money is your friend. Buff. Pyre Shards, Wildwood Sap. Don't sack. This Queen's Impling is fine sack on middle. It's okay. Yeah. I don't want to accidentally overstack these floors too much because it's dicey. I wish... Interesting questions. We get the Big Glimmer, though, which is a snap click here. Just blow this floor up, I think. Incredible. I'd like to buff in front, I think. Yeah, and we're going to shoot... Who gets shot here? Honestly, the front guy, so that the Thorn Hollow's 120 punches into him, and this should work out. Our goal is basically to play... Let's draw very fast here, is I think the right play on this. Yeah, Old Magic is good. We buff here, and then we play triple Queen's Implings, which takes 3 stacks of stealth away, which is super worth it. And Graft for sure. I'm going to go ahead and send the Calcified Embers here. I think that's good. We get a -1 Root Seeds. I think this is the ritual. We're doing enough damage if I can live. And I can live. Great job. The Wildwood Sap also provides a lot of value here. We actually do get buffs in the back from that Awoken Hollow into our friend. So we clear out both curses, and we beat Crystal Cloak. Man, that combat is so difficult otherwise. They show me Bramble Lash again. Is this actually ever the consideration here? It might be. I am very tempted to just grab the Focus Growth, though. Draw very fast and have heals is very strong. I really think it is the Focus Growth, if I'm being honest with you. It's never Restoring Retreat, wrong direction. I actually think because we don't have restores, the extra healing is super critical here. Every extra proc means that I'm actually generating spikes. Bramble Lash is not going to generate enough, in my opinion. Inferno. Impish Scholar is tempting, but I have a bunch of trash consume cards. Inferno's not bad. Very, very playable, actually. Inflame is not bad. It's actually pretty bad. Fairly inefficient. These -1s are much better spent in a Focus Growth here, I think. I'm going to take the Inferno. That's just an efficient card. We're happy about that. I'm going to go left. We've decided. Magic shops are more important here. Capricious Reflection, I guess. It's a little late for it, but it could be worse. I'm going to look in the magic shop here. Double stack is big on Tiresome Climb. I think that is the play. We're going to look in the temple real fast. Another +30, huh? Purge. Nothing I really want to purge here. I can always get 50 shards from Ring 8, so I don't have to worry too much. Upgrade a unit? Sunderstone. Sunderstone Thorned Hollow is... good? Guy's gonna pummel, right? He pummels, and then the second Sunderstone gets popped by Windleton. Or... what a weird situation. Alternatively, Transcendimp exists. I'm overstacking. I don't think this is Sapstone. Because Transcendent, if I see an Endless, oh man, but I don't know if I see the Endless, right? Like, the only chances we get to see that are Ring 7, basically. Now, I could use Transcendent's Infusion into a Queen Zimpling, and you just get an Endless. So that is itself Endless, right? We could also dupe Transcendent and self-infuse him, right? Self-infuse Transcendent does take advantage of Sapstone in a meaningful way. It neuters enemy damage. How do we feel about self-infused Transcendimp here? That's assuming we miss Endless, right? I mean, it's only if you see the Endless on Ring 7, it pops off, right? It becomes nuts. And you're like, great, awesome, we go crazy. Self-infused Transcendent goes mad with power. Or rather, Transcendent does. Because you put the Endless in, then you put a Queen Zimpling in, then you put the Sapstone in, and he like 1v1s the combat, right? The problem is, of course, killing him is going to be difficult, but I do have Horn Breaks in my run. So if I draw fast enough, I Inferno my floor, whatever, I can maybe do it. It's not going to help on Divinity, but I do have, because my floor is overstacked, I can't get the Imp to play, right? But it does help in neutering the wave damage, right? They're not going to hit my floor, which, you know, kind of hurts Spikes a little bit, but my floor should do enough damage thanks to the rituals. The Sunderstone is not doing enough, in my opinion. I guess you could also always take for the greater good. There are certainly worse cards you could play here on your floor, and it lets you overstack, which is fun. But I think we just upgrade a unit. I think we gamble on the Sapstone Transcendimp here. This doesn't help immediately, but I do think is going to do some work. Maybe. We could always self-infuse him. This will defeat Chaste. It generates enough sap that I think Chaste will pass away. Yes, I think that's true. And I could use help on Chaste because he's a problem. Yeah, let's do this. I think this is going to be it. It's bizarre, but let's do it. Not sure what I was expecting, but there we go. I am going to double stack Tiresome Climb. I think this is mission critical. -1 here is just going to go into a Focused Growth. I think that's right. 20 Consume. No great answer. No great pick here, so we skip it and we roll. Fine. Remove Consume. No thanks. 20 Consume. No thanks. This -1 just goes into Focus Growth. Again, I want this to be free. Every -1 is huge. I'm saving a few slots for -2s, right? They go into the Tiresome Climb if we see it on Ring 8. But I also am probably taking double Ember here, just unironically, so I think that's also fair. We're going to save some of our cash. I don't derive value from any of this. I guess a +30 in Graft is not terrible, but it's also not great. I'd rather just redraw faster. I could take the money. Or very likely what's going to happen is I'm going to be doing a self-infuse on Ring 8. As long as I have a slot for magic power, and I do, and Graft can always take 2, I can take everything on Ring 8 and get up to 100 exactly, and we're okay. Let's move on. 50 shards is about as good as I'm going to get on this. Yes, I think we beat Fel. This is a great example. I think Sunderstone would have helped more on Fel here, but that's okay. Big man upstairs. He's chilling. Windleton middle. Base tank a little bit on this. Raw card. Alright. Play a buddy in front. We're going to drop in a ritual here, which should mean I only take the 1 hit. Let's play Wildwood Sap to get this ticking, I think. It's going to be important. we get to evac our buddy, which is incredible news. Get some buffs in. I think Infernoing this floor is a serious consideration, but also I do appreciate the Glimmer here. Man, Transcend Imp really does airdrop in 6-8 sap on his own, which is big. I think the heal is going to be more important than the Inferno, and I'm going to save Transcend Imp. We have Quick, remember, so I'm less concerned about this, right? We get to blast it. Old Magic. Ritual. I'm going to shoot the boss when I can. I think it's true. That's going to be helpful. Alright. Engraft. Double stack Tiresome Climb here is big. Let's draw cards. I think drawing cards is going to be more important than other options here. I need to redraw into Tiresome Climb, which I think turns this into a W. I like the Ritual. I like the Glimmers. Glimmer is good. It's scaling, but I think the Old Magic is good because it draws me more cards. Right? We'll take it. I only take 5 damage there anyway. We have enough double stack on the boss here that I'm confident, I think, that we are winning at least. Draw more cards. Yeah, alright. This is acceptable, I think. Shoot the boss, I think? Yeah, alright, fine. I was looking at the math, it doesn't matter because of the quick and everything else, but that's okay. Our goal is to hit the, what's it called, the double stack one more time. So draw cards. And I'm going to get rid of the Pyre Shards so it goes away. And I'm going to shoot the boss. Cool. Our goal here, if we hit it, is... Oh, we didn't hit it. That's okay. We still get 4 turns. I'm fine with it. Or 3 turns, I think. We should make it through. Whew, alright. We make it through. It's not pretty, but it's good enough, I suppose. Yikes. Meanwhile, Spikes is actually doing a respectable amount here. We have, 61 Spikes, which is awesome. Very cool. We make it past Fell. I get a -1 Unleash the Wildwood, which is pretty hard to skip, if I'm being honest with you. Compared to an Awoken's Rail Spike with Permafrost. I think the Awoken's Rail Spike might provide more value, actually. I'm going to grab it. I have enough healing, I think. We're going to go double Ember here. It seems weird, but my deck is very expensive right now. And I'm seeing a Forced Steel Shop coming up. Draw would be really good here, actually. I think draw is the play. We're doing all right. We'll see some -1s. We're going to take draw here. I think it's good to do it. I am seeing a steel shot. Remember, if we see an endless here, this pops off. No endless yet. Okay. It's not a large stone. It's a multi-strike. Okay, so the Tia is not the play. He gets self-infused now and becomes a sap weapon, which is very interesting. Wow, I could History of the World. I could also actually take Frozen Nostalgia here, which doesn't help as much as you would want, but is not bad. But I could take History of the World. If this hits top or bottom floor, you can actually... Or if it hits top floor, you can play Windleton naturally behind the Hollow, which is kind of insane. Actually, I think if it hits mid floor, it works too, right? 7 space would be on mid. My floor is 7 space. Interesting. If it hits top floor, I could play the Transcendum self-infused on the floor. We're going to take History of the World. There's actually a lot of options if it hits top or bottom. We don't need this space, so Railforger's Hammer never adds anything. I think you could take Frozen Nostalgia, because I could still play my 4-space guy upstairs, and basically it's a better version of my current floor, right? It's just more health healed on everything, more damage in some cases, but it's not that impactful. So I think we go History of the World, because if I could... Because, right, think about this. History of the World maybe makes top floor 8 space. 8 space does two things. One, it means that I can place Sapstone on my floor when I self-infuse the Transcend Imp. So, we pick the History. What a bizarre run. I do think I grabbed that money. We fully whiff on Transcend Imp, which is a bit of a bummer, but fine. Alright. I actually debate... I think we can do Predator 2, right? I was thinking Strangler 2 at first, but I think Predator 2, he sweeps twice. That's pretty decent. We'll have to keep him alive, but I think it's okay. We're only going to, like, 100 shards, like, exactly. So, like, I'm not taking this money. I go down, I get exactly 50 here because I'm duping Transcend Imp, and then self-infusing him and taking every upgrade, and I've configured my run so I have the slots to do so. I always have both slots open on Engraft right now, which will be able to take both the plus 30 and a 10 in piercing if I have to go that route. Although I guess Inferno also is true about that. Okay, I think we just chill here at 50 shards, and we're going to ramp up to 100. This run is... It looks comfy, right? It looks comfy here, but it's not. Wicked Horde is going to kill Windleton if I take spikes here. Just keep that in mind. He does pass away. I might have tools for this, right? The Glimmers, the Infernos, the Hornbreaks. How important is Windleton to this combat? Not very, actually. I can take this. I can take that. That's okay. Got a mid-floor hit here. That's okay. Windleton's not actually that important. We're going to airdrop in the Thorned Hollow. Yeah, but look, you can actually... I could play my floor together fully on bottom floor right now because of History of the World, but don't do it. We don't care. Hollow goes upstairs. Oh, actually, I can just assemble them together. Never mind. Draw 2. Sure. Can't play any of them. That's funny. Too expensive. That's okay. The Glimmer middle helps this floor considerably. It's good. I think we are going to keep buffing in front here because I don't need a lot of damage to clear this floor. Yeah. You don't need a lot. Let's plan on popping guys middle here. I think it's helpful to do it. I'd like to draw more cards for sure, but I think popping them is going to be more important. Draw root seeds here. That's alright. Fortunately, Awoken Hollow's infusion is doing decent work. Wildwood Sap for sure. Focus Growth for sure. I think I do need to Glimmer middle, unfortunately. Yes. I guess I could have like lifted a guy and then done the Glimmer, but I can actually just play out this Queen's Umpling now and get rid of it, which is fine. I would like a big heal upstairs if possible. Monster Train would be very cool. Extremely neat. Because we're super losing Windleton here. Otherwise, he's dead on this next floor. True. Yeah, he will die on this next floor, which would be a big bummer. Oh, yeah, great job. He lives. Wonderful news. I get an Inferno draw, which is pretty awesome here. Inferno draw cleans up middle. Great. Get the root seeds. Good. I can stop some of this damage, I think, right? Sure. Okay, fine. We get a big glimmer upstairs. This is huge. We're going to click it. Wildwood sap, ritual up front still, root seeds here. I do think it's correct to try to push out these wilt wings here. It'll make my first turn stronger. The low shards does mean that this guy's actually not very... Oh, we just ascend him and he dies, right? Great. Cool. Good job. We did it. It's enough damage. The low shards means that this guy's actually not that threatening. We're playing a 100 shard combat. He's not doing 5 billion damage here. I will, at long last, take a -1 Bramble Lash. You know, I think that's great. Holdover Awake is hilarious and also unaffordable. Edge Prior. Edge Prior. He's here. I could assemble him to the floor with his large stone. And that would be not that much Ember saved. Alright, take Bramble Lash. Alright, fine. Wow, second tiresome climb with double stack. I mean, we do grab this, right? Straight up. That's huge. Incredible work. Go team. You could have taken the imp in a box, too. We go to the right. I have to. Alright. Solve shards. Spell chain. Alright, cool. The spell chain here. Man, no -2's insight. 10 in piercing is... bummer. I guess I'm going to go ahead and spell chain the engraft because I can put a -1 in it and it becomes pretty effective in that respect. That's decent. Draw 2. I like it. We're also going to take this 10 in piercing. I'm going to put this into the Bramble Lash. Maybe this kills a dude, right? Maybe that kills a guy. Sure. Cool. Alright. 75. We dupe. Where is he? Where's your brother? Mr. Transcendimp. Weird. I'm duping Transcendimp so that I can self-infuse Transcendimp to give him Endless, which is good enough for government work. We're at exactly 100. Gnarled Root! Oh my god, of course I purchased Oh wow, this feels like it's both a dream and a curse, right? It's... wow. I'm going to permafrost one of these tiresome climbs because I desperately do not want to draw both and fail to play them. I think these are... this, like, 8 days into Chaste is going to save this combat, right? 100%. Redraw here, reroll another double stack. Good grief. I could put down a lot of regen. Chaste is the concern. Reroll this. Petrified Crucible? Man, see them both at the end, huh? I also could get the Bloating Fungus, which is probably pretty decent, right? It's got to be Petrified Crucible, so my guy explodes the world. You could take Impsicle. Impsicle does some silly things, right? Because it means the Transcendimp does heavy lifting here. I actually think it's going to be Petrified Crucible and Impsicle. If we can add damage and other things to our Transcendimp infusion, I think we can potentially weaponize him in a big way. Just a couple Molting Imps, maybe a Pyre Chomper does a lot of work here. So let's do Petrified Crucible, Impsicle, and that's all of my money. Just 100% of my cash. I can't even get this other -1. Wow. Alright, Monster Train. 100 out of 100. Let's go fight Chaste and see what nonsense this does for me. This is a very flimsy run. Just let me be clear with you. This is flimsy. Wow, Pyre Chomper. Immediate Pyre Chomper value is awesome. I can assemble my floor on middle floor, and you would be crazy for me not to, right? It would be actually nuts for me not to. We're going to do it. Assemble the squad. I'm going to put a Pyre Chomper upstairs, I think, because it would be a bad idea not to. We sweep this floor out pretty comfortably. Let's Pyre Chomper into Queen Zimpling upstairs. This is going to look jank, but remember my goal here is to draw 6. Cool. Root Seeds is your friend. We're going to play that. Remember my goal here is to Bramble Lash this goon, right? I ascend the front dude, and I just straight up Bramble Lash him, and he's dead, and his whole floor is now cleared, and that's cool. Good. My goal right now is basically just to play imps out, and also to try to create bait floors. Yeah, he cuts me, of course. I knew that was coming. We're going to Glimmer here because it's correct to do it. The ritual, the Glimmer is important here. We click it. This pushes 70-something into the boss, which I appreciate. I want to play the Molting Imp. Remember, we're trying to weaponize Transcend Imp. Yeah. We're trying to weaponize Transcend Imp. He has to go upstairs here. This is intentional, what we're doing, right? We're doing this intentionally. I put a Root Seeds upstairs on the Pyre Chomper to kill the Light Wings. I can't play Old Magic, right? Because it moves Windleton up. I would need to do this in a different order. So what I should do is I still want to play it. So we're going to put it upstairs. I need to draw a floor. Weird. Play the Welder Helper out, just get it killed. This is going to make it harder to get the Transcendent shot, but that's okay, I think. Our goal is cards here. Great. Play this repeat Wildwood Sap. It's fine. Ritual in the back is good. I think this is Transcendent downstairs who baits and is basically unkillable and neuters this whole floor and generates me Ember. I then go Glimmer middle. Great. And I think I'm going to start stacking Daze on the boss. Yes. Because he can only clear so much, right? He can only clear so much of this. Right. We're going to play 7 turns. All right, here's the deal. Here's how this is going to look. It's going to be weird. We ascend Thorned Hollow here. Next turn, we're guaranteed to draw Old Magic, and we're going to ascend Windleton behind. So Thorned Hollow goes up. Cool. This floor doesn't scare me, and that's great. We want to ascend and keep dazing the boss here. We're going to put the ritual down. We get Big Shot here for 25s. Shoot the boss with it. Fine. Okay. I think he goes upstairs and cuts. Good. We now play Fledgling Imp plus Transcend Imp. We ascend, this is so bizarre, we ascend Windleton, the floor is assembled, we shoot Transcend Imp. I have created Impling floor, apparently. I Inferno middle? I guess I didn't have to do that. I may as well Bramble Lash upstairs, it pushes like an extra 3 or something. Queen Zimpling out. Top floor should be cleared. I'm going to go ahead and Inferno middle here, or bottom. Keeping middle afloat baits chased, which is huge. Yep, 100% huge. We're going to go ahead and Tia again here. It's a lot of sap we just put down. We want to shoot the Tia, very important. I want to ascend the boss. Again, get him up there. It's free damage, we take free damage. We buff our floor. Mid-floor, again, he is not gone. He's done cutting, so this sap is now real, which is fantastic. I could just kill my own guys, but I don't actually hate them being here. It's weird, but okay. I'm going to play out the Queen Zimpling, actually. I think that's better. Okay. Alright, we've done like 1,000 damage to Chased, which is impressive, but effective. Transcendent is a big play here, isn't it? Now, it looks weird, right? Why does it look weird? Because you kind of don't want to play the Transcendent here, right? But... Ooh, but I don't have a single... The Transcendent here, I think, wins this combat in kind of glorious fashion, but I have to ascend him up middle or he drains all of his own sap, right? And then next turn, we have to Inferno middle to kill him. This actually works really well, right? 35 sap is winning. We then ascend him out. We're going to play Wildwood Sap upstairs. We're going to start just like we do our work, right? Do the great work, essentially. I guess I'll play... The rest of this doesn't really matter that much, right? Sure. We blow up top floor, fine. Okay, mid-floor is all imps, but I'm going to Inferno it. Which is important, right? We get to Inferno it. The ritual comes down. I technically don't have to. How bizarre. I could Inferno it. But what if instead I just ascended the boss? My guy has 34 sap. I think he just auto-loses this combat. That works, right? Monster Train, yes. Yes, okay, Chased is defeated. History of the world pays out. What am I looking at here? This is certainly a run of Monster Train. And I'm certainly going to tell you also, I don't think this is a normal way of playing. This is adapting to what you're shown, and this is... The real run so far here is simply knowing what kills you, understand what defeats you here. Who wins the lottery? Mid-floor, cool. I could play mid-floor, or I could immediately set up top floor, which is pretty cool. And I think I'm going to do that. Here's the deal. We play Pyre Chomper upstairs. Great. He takes the Ember Drain and dies. We play Hollow behind him. Great. We're going to play Windleton. Oh no, he gets shot, but wait, he elevators. We buff Wildwood Sap. I play out a Queen Zimpling. It's a good turn one, okay? It's a very good turn one. Alright. The most important thing I can do right now... We haven't hit a Pyre Chomper yet. The most important thing I can do right now is to straight up Tiresome Climb the Divinity. Stop him from hitting us. Big Glimmer upstairs, I think it's important, yes. We're looking for a Pyre Chomper. We might see one, we might not, and it's okay if we don't. Rage Imp, sure. Our goal is to make big numbers upstairs. Inferno, I think we're clearing middle, no problem. Inferno bottom floor is a power play that I'm going to go in on. It just neuters that whole floor. Fine. Top floor is cleared. The Daze is doing a lot of work here. Good turn, good turn. We get big engraft plays. I get the old magic. The floor is cleared. I get the Wildwood Sap. I think I'm going to draw... Ooh, I do not want to hit the Rail Spike here. I might draw the Tiresome Climb and do a bad job. Let's go ahead and Root Seeds then. And shoot, I think, the man in front here so that Thorned Hollow punches him. I actually think giving the big horn break upstairs is better. Yeah, that's better. Shoot that man in front. Sit on the rest of this. It's a slow set of turns, but that's okay. Right? We get the Daze on the boss, which is very important here. Important. Mission critical, in fact. Ritual in back is fine. We're drawing very slow. You can see I would have strongly benefited from extra Ember there, but that's okay. We're holding down the floors, which are the most important part. Bolting Imp. Inferno in the back is... Not Inferno in the back, you know what I meant to say. Inferno bottom floor is probably good, but I actually don't think I need it. Let's go ahead and Rail Spike here, actually. Sure, we'll buff. I shoot this guy in front, pushes some numbers through. Right? Right. Yeah, pushes some decent numbers through. We'll play out an Imp. The Transcend Imp play, not as important for this combat. I can neuter this floor, which is pretty funny, but I haven't hit anything too outrageously awesome here yet. We're clearing top floor, which is good. That is good. Man, I wish I could sap upstairs here. Unfortunately, the History of the World has hit middle on every turn. Which is what it is, what it is, right? I mean, that's just going to be how it goes, I think. Do I feel like replaying this Transcend Imp? Is that actually going to be very helpful for me here? I don't think so. Without the Pyre Chomper hit, I think we're a little less inclined to do so. I have a bunch of garbage imps I may as well play out, though, right? I think that's true. Yes, that is true. The Ascend doesn't really do much either. Let's just play out Imp, Imp, just get these out of the pool. And then I think that's fine. I was thinking you could Ascend one of these guys, but it doesn't really matter all that much. No, it doesn't. We'll play out some Imps, it's fine. Enemies killed themselves on spikes, great news. I'm looking for stats, essentially. Still just keep giving me rituals there, or rather, fledgling imps. The Daze is probably the most important thing I could think of. Again, just simply so much expense in all of these cards. What do we got? Transcend Imp draws Transcend Imp. Very big power play here. The Bramble Lash is pretty funny. I'll take that, I think. Let's see. How are we doing here? Bramble Lash is a good play. It lets me kill this man in front, which is fun. But I think the right choice is to kill a guy downstairs, and then we double ritual here. I'm not guaranteed to draw super well coming up, but I do think the rituals are the right plays. Get rid of an imp, I suppose. We have a victory. We have a victory. The most important thing you can do here is... I mean, we drew a tiresome climb, right? Which is important, I would say. I think we just play it chill. We already have the X. The only things we need to do here, we just click the Glimmer. It's a pure improvement. Great job. Good work. We have a victory. Wonderful news. A very challenging combat. And we would have been okay, right? Because we had the other tiresome climb on lock. So we would have had that victory. But this is a tough run. I think Chaste poses a strong challenge for you without Transcendent Insanity. I think he helped a lot there. History of the World did good work for setting up on middle initially on Chaste and baiting him around and then going from there. I want to see what the other winner did. Ah, self-infused Awoken Hollow. Serviceable. Serviceable. I'm really curious how they lived the early game. Because the Awoken Hollow first shows up at Ring 3 after you beat Talos, right? So, very strange. This doesn't tell you the full story, right? Oh man, there was a Forever Flame. Must have been in one of those early relics, right? I'm really interested in how they won the early game. This is the most important question for me. Look at that, Wildwood Sap doing heavy lifting. Everyone hates Wildwood Sap until it wins you the run. And then, yeah, it's very interesting. Yeah, they must have removed whatever their early game solution was. It probably was Thorned Hollow. They might have pivoted to the Awoken Hollow and then decided to self-infuse and ascend the floor together, similar. Because they do have the hidden passage as well. They also have the old magic as well. I think the core of our strategy is probably the same, but I kept the hollows, the Thorned Hollow in the end. Look how different the relics are, though. Wow. Gnarled Root, Petrified Crucible. I mean, seriously, Thorned Hollow wasn't doing that impressive, but he did get some smacks in. Guy's doing like 160 around in the end there, which is pretty impressive. Random Transcendent Self-Infuse is cheeky. I think there's a lot of things you got to watch out for in this run, right? First of all, you can get baited into hunting for this Endless and not get any other value out of those steel shops, and that is a bait. I said the word already, it's true. You will lose the run if you hunt like that. I didn't even have the Forever Flame and I went in on this, which is wild. The rest of this is just let me play as much as I can, and yeah, they ended up taking Ember too. It's good. It's interesting to see these diversions in our runs, right? Man, Hell's Banners. If I had taken Hell's Banners before seeing the Imp Sickle, that would have been pretty powerful, huh? That's okay. That's fine. I'm not upset about it. Yeah, no worries. All good. Our run, pretty solid. The double tiresome climbs doing heavy, heavy lifting. Having two of those was very important. And yeah, the rest of it is a lot of jank, but it gets there. I can see how this run would be very challenging. How do people solve this run? I think this is pretty much one of the... Basically, what I did and what the other winner did are essentially the same. We kept a hollow early. He pivoted on his other hollow to the Awoken hollow. Fair. I think that's fully fair. Went in on Sunderstone, basically going, all right, the imps are not going to play out. Fine. And mine was a little bit different. Our Chaste solution was a little more jank overall, but we basically we were still using rituals to scale ourselves, right? We basically just baited him off the floor with random imps and made it work. The Imp Sickle did huge heavy lifting there, though, which was pretty cool, I think. And yeah, nothing too crazy otherwise, I don't think. Just a wild run of Monster Train, so... All right, that brings us up to 76 wins on the series. Go team, and I will let you go there. So, hey, thanks a lot for watching this. I really appreciate your time. As always, you can give the video a like if you want. You can subscribe to the channel if you want to see more, and stay tuned for what's next. Take care, folks.